Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, Bill.
Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
Zach.
How are you doing today?
Very good. Super Devil, Brian, Mark the Bird Hunter, Neil, J. Paul, Gregory, Lance. How y'all doing?
How's everybody doing tonight? How you doing, Zach?
Javier.
Did you work all day today? You look a little tired, buddy.
I don't have time to be tired. I'll be tired when I'm dead.
Okay, Sam Elliott.
Sam
I have
Elliott.
the time to see
Marty
you.
B. Chop Shop.
You want to
How
know?
we doing,
You want to know the
everybody?
difference
Dennis,
between me and
Dennis,
Sam
Dennis
Elliott?
MD here's tonight. Good to see you, Dennis. Bill Digging SoCal was here, starting later and later. Wow, just 15 minutes later, Bill. That's what we've been doing the last 2-3 weeks. Glad you're back in your 3-week road trip, buddy. Howdy,
Indiana
Keith.
Nurse. Good evening.
Old Paylone. Gregory Gibson.
The Bud
There's
File.
Mr. Greg. Guys, Mr. Greg, Yankee down south, who's up in Gainesville. Him and his wife are in Clearwater this weekend for a work convention. And they're staying at the Sheraton on Sand Key, which is the beach just over the bridge from Clearwater Beach. So I just met with Mr. Greg 2 hours ago. And Mr. Greg donated some silver for the weekend and some stickers. And also told me that for the 5,000 sub giveaway that's going to be coming up the next 2-3 weeks, that he is giving away a $100 spot in the Florida Hunt 12 or 11, what number it's going to be. And it's on January 30th through February 1st up in Melrose, which is a little town near Gainesville. So, guys, we've got all kind of exciting stuff planned for the 5,000 sub giveaway as soon as Mr. Charlie gets the time to help me do it. But yeah, I met with Greg. Good seeing Greg. It's the second time he's come to Clearwater, and I missed him the first time, but I made the trek to Clearwater tonight and met with him, and he graciously gave some donations for tonight and tomorrow.
That is a heck of a donation there. Thank you, Mr. Yankee down south.
Yepper. Howdy, Brian. Howdy, Neil.
Hello, Digging SoCal.
Howdy, Bill.
I don't know if anybody.
Hi, Greg.
I don't know if anybody saw it. I'm sure they didn't. Ozark Buck. This is over from the gold prospecting community. Ozark Buck is having a fundraiser for Operation Four Paws. What that is that's Rocky Mountain prospecting. He boards dogs for deployed military members, as well as takes in dogs that they can no longer take care of or handle. He charges them nothing. He does this out of the kindness of his heart, and he works himself to death doing it. Ozark Buck is having a fundraiser over there on his channel. The details on how to get in are there, or I put a link to it in my community post. $10 a spot, maximum of 3 spots to enter. You can give as much money as you want. But at last count, they had over 10 grams of gold being given away, which is well over $1,000 in prizes. So if you want to help support somebody who tirelessly works for the community or for the veterans, Rocky Mountain Prospecting, that's not Rocky Mountain Brad, it's a different Rocky Mountain. And if you just want a chance to get in on some absolutely huge,
I believe, isn't he also Robert Clark?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's the third Robert Clark. You got Robert and Melissa, Clark's Cove, and then you got Rocky Mountain Rob, and then you got me. So
thank you, India.
There's not as many of us as Greg's, but we're close.
Zach, I haven't talked to him at all. He's still doing the thing with the wolves too, isn't he?
You know, Bill, I reach out to him every couple of months just to make sure everything's still going on. I've learned something. Not to ask him, what have you been up to? That's a long list and a big email.
Yeah, it is. I know.
Hey, hi. How's it? You got to word it correctly, because that dude is one busy guy.
Yeah, he is.
Howdy, Mrs. Can Do. Howdy, Relic Reaper. I want to thank Relic Reaper for getting all his prizes out. Folks, if over the last 3 months, I've been trying to contact everybody in the last few days. I have 97 prizes, and I'm sure 99.9 of them have been mailed out. But I have 97 prizes that have been donated from other channels just since March 2nd. If you're one of those channels that donated something for the live streams or one of the giveaways, and you shipped them out, please just drop me a quick email in my flthunder@me.com. Let me know you shipped it, because I'm busy sending everybody's emails. I'm starting with the people who donated the most, so I can check the most red check marks off at a time. But I've still got about 15 people to contact for about 60 prizes. But Don or Relic Reaper, excuse me, let me know he got all his out. So thank you, sir. And so if you've gotten them all out, just let me know, guys. I'll check them off. Howdy, Silver Wishes. There's another person who's a great donator to the channel. Thank you, Silver Wishes. And same with Digging SoCal Bill. Bill's been giving a couple of those phenomenal channel coins away.
Those are nice
beauties. And then Jay Paul gave a buttload of poker chips away. Thank you, Jay Paul.
Thank you too, Jay Paul.
There's Miss Brene Fairy Dust. Take care, Dennis. Feel better, buddy. Howdy, Miss Georgianne.
Hi, Paula.
There's
Paul.
Mr. Tom K. Look at that. J. Paul, I got my poker chips. Boom. There's another one I can mark off, Tom. Thank you. Mark the Berg Hunter. Good evening, Mark. Howdy, Keegan. Good evening, Miss Beth, BNS Odyssey.
Hello, digging up the Carolinas.
Howdy, Jeremy. Good evening, 5 Mile Relic Hunter.
So you
How you doing?
Enjoy your trip down to see Yankee down south, Rob?
Well, it was fast. I drove. Denise was nice enough to let me borrow her car, which was a lot easier to zip in and out of traffic than my truck, especially since my truck's full of dirt because Denise has been doing all that yard work, so she's got my back of my truck full of dirt, and it handles like a
I listened to
like a pig, like a truck with 1,000 pounds of dirt in it. But also got to go. Took some time off Friday. I met viewer and subscriber and Mystic Librarian. He lives in Tampa over near Busch Gardens.
Hey, Yodi.
I met him Friday morning, picked him up, and we drove over to Lakeland, which is about an hour from me. And they had a big coin show over there called the Collectorama. It's their big summer coin and crimps and stamp and guns and collectibles and stuff like that. And he was nice enough to help me putter along with my cane. And we went and spent several hours at the coin show. And later on tonight, we're going to be showing you the phenomenal thing I picked up at the coin show for free. And we're also, Zach, going to tell you the big Minardo story. I embarrassed myself and him so bad. He had to walk away. It was so bad. I did a Minardo. As a matter of fact, let's tell the story now. We're walking around the different dealers.
Let me get the clip button going.
Hi, Fairy Dust.
We're walking around the different dealers, and this guy had this really nice display case with a lot of silvers and a lot of beautiful coins. So I'd been walking around a little bit. So all the dealers had chairs in front of the table so you could look at their coin. And they have them all under glass display cases that are locked. And this guy had this beautiful coin. I thought it was a V-nickel because I didn't look at it real close. Turns out it was an SLQ. I don't know why I confused it with a V-nickel, but I thought it was a V-nickel. And in real tiny writing, the guy had written 1050 on it. So I thought, wow, 1050. This is a good looking V-nickel for 1050. So I said to the guy, I said, can I see that coin? The guy goes, yeah. He unlocks his case, takes the coin out, hands it to me. I'm looking at it, and we're flipping it over, looking at the back. The back's even more beautiful. And I go, man, this is just gorgeous. What would you take for this? And the guy goes, I'll take $8. So Jackson, I got $8 out of my wallet. And I went to go hand the guy $8. And he screamed at me, that's 800, you idiot. I felt like a complete moron.
If it makes you feel any better, he had the same thought.
Needless to say, I got up from that booth and we hobbled away, and he was not happy with me. So
now hold on, I've got a question here. I've heard of you guys giving away SLQs. What made this one so special?
It was mint. It was. I would probably say it was like an MS63. I mean, it wasn't graded, so it was just in a little, 2x2 cardboard 2x2. And I think he had written EXL or excellent or something. I would say it was better than AU50. It was the most beautiful SLQ I'd ever seen in my life. I mean, it had every ridge, every feather. It was gorgeous. But for some reason, when I originally looked at it, I thought it was a V-nickel. And there was no way that I was thinking a V-nickel was worth $1,050. So I was thinking $10 for a V-nickel. Yeah, it's a pretty good price for a good V-nickel. Oh my God, did I just embarrass myself? He just basically just thought I was an absolute buffoon.
So here's a little different end of the spectrum. There used to be a guy that hung around the gold community. He was a young guy, and he was a bit of a character. But he grew fast in the community until the falling out, or until he decided not to do it anymore. Anyway, he goes to a huge gold show, and he's a little bit known because he's just a charismatic guy. People watched his channel. So he's walking around the gold booth and the gold show, and he's one of these vendors has this absolutely massive gold specimen piece that has a lot of rock and gold in it, a beautiful piece. And he's like, hey, can I see that? He says, yeah, you can hold it. And so he's standing on the other side of the vendor's table or whatever it is for the booth or whatever, and he's got this massive piece of very expensive rock in his hand, and he flinches like he's going to run away. And he said the look on the guy's face, he just about died when he did that. And he started laughing. He said, I wouldn't.
Let me tell you something. They'd have tackled you with this show because we walked in and they checked your pockets. You had to show picture ID. You had to show your driver's license at the coin show. And then you had to, they scanned it in one of those scanners. And then you walked into the guy that had a security guy who was wearing a chest mount camera. And then he says, you have a bulge in your pocket. Can I see that? And I pulled my phone out and he goes, thanks. And I said, it's just a phone. He goes, yeah, well, they make phones that look like, or guns that look like phones now. And he had a picture behind him on the wall of a gun phone or phone gun, whatever you want to call it. And he says, so no, we're checking every phone. And then so I get in there and we talk to the first vendor and I sit in a chair, take the load off, and I start filming. And another security guy come right over to me, put his hand up and said, sorry, there's no filming in here. They should have told you that. And I said, I pulled the phone out for the guy. He looked right at my phone, didn't say anything. He goes, well, there's a big sign there. I go, well, I didn't look at the sign. I talked to the guy, and the guy looked at my phone, and he didn't say, don't take your phone or no pictures. So I said, I'm sorry. I didn't see your sign. Well, we can't have any. You can't film it all in here. I'm like, okay, well, there goes my next week's Monday digs I was going to do for the coin show.
The filming's kind of dumb. I guess I can understand
I can understand it too because they could say you're casing the place out to see the weaknesses and stuff like that. No, and as a guy who used to drive an armored car that has driven coin and gold dealers gold to coin shows and stood over with it armed while they were setting up the show until their security took over, I can understand that.
I can kind of understand that. I don't really approve of it, but it is what it is. But when they physically scanned my ID is when I would have told them to go to hell, because I do not like that. There is no reason.
I don't like it either.
That you need to store every ounce of information about me. You do not need a copy of that. You can see my ID, but you cannot scan it. There's
a blood donation place that I walked out of that. They said, I said, what do you need to donate blood? He said, well, I need your driver's license, your social security card. I said, well, yeah, I can give you my social security number. No, we need your physical social security card. I go, what do you need my physical social security card for? We make a copy of it. I go, that ain't going to freaking happen. There is absolutely no need for you being a private blood bank that you need a physical copy of my social security card on file. That just had red flags written all over it. I said, I'll show it to you and you can put my number in the file, but you are not getting a photocopy of my social security card. That's not happening.
Here is the legal purpose of a social security card. A social security card was made during the Green Deal to keep track of financial transactions, incomes, and things like that, and debts, so that you could be a part of the social safety nets called.
That's right. It's strictly for the financial accounting for Social Security and your taxes. That's all. That's the only government. That's it. No, but yet I'll tell you something, Zach. I tried to get power hooked up to my house once, and they would not give it to me unless I gave them my Social Security number. Because you know why? They use your Social Security number to run credit checks.
Yeah. No.
Howdy, Mark. Howdy, Chop Shop. How we doing? Bud Files. Good evening, Javier. How you doing, bro?
Mandy's Candies. Mandy's Candies is making her one of her ultra rare bags to go into that Ozark buck Rocky Mountain.
Nice, Mandy. Howdy,
So
Captain
that's
Vic.
pretty rare to get a Mandy candy bag.
Marty V. 403 Prospector, good evening. Javier. Bra. Miss Lucinda, good evening. Sorry, I can't pronounce it like Charlie does. That's how he pronounces it. La Hacienda. I did talk to Charlie today, guys. He's with his dad. He's taking care of his dad. His dad was in the truck with him. I yelled hi to his dad. His dad sounded really good. He said if he gets a chance tonight, he'll pop in and say hi. But he sounded a little better, guys. Hobo Rob, good evening. Jim Steele, good evening. Anytime, Greg. Enjoyed seeing you, buddy. Thank you, Miss Denise, for the coffee. Mark. Howdy, Super Nick. Nick Monar.
Well, the thing is, it goes all the way down to walking into Circle K to buy your beer for the night. They at one point they tried to tell me they needed to scan my ID. I'll show it to you. I prefer not to even take it out of my wallet. They need to scan it. I said, you're not scanning my ID.
No, there's no way Circle K needs to scan your ID.
That's the only way. That's the only way we're going to sell it to you. Why? So Circle K can get my info, and next week I can read about it on the news that Circle K had their things. You don't need to scan my ID, and if you don't want to go for that, I'm not buying from you. It pisses everybody off to no end, but I do it at our schools when I have to go to the school for things or another. Can I see your ID? So I leave it in my wallet and I just show the little clear viewer. Oh, we need to see it. So I take it out of my wallet and I make sure I got it in a claw grip. Oh, we need to scan it. Not going to happen. And they know me by now. They know when I come in that it's not going to happen. So they immediately they see me walk in and they just send over whoever's in charge of the office that day. Their particular rules are, you need it to be able to walk on campus. They need to verify who's walking on campus, even though their people are walking on and off like you wouldn't believe. But they need it so you can walk on campus. That's fine. I'm not walking on campus. Present my child. Present my child and we can leave.
You got chocolate in there? Mark, I got me a strawberry chocolate smoothie. Rocky Mountain Brad, good evening. Hobo Rob, good evening.
Hello, Brad.
Mr. Minix, good evening.
Hi, Mandy.
Art by Bull saying they're 50 away from 300. If you guys haven't checked out any of
Woo,
their
Art.
stuff.
Nice,
How
Art.
we doing, Angie and Rick? Howdy, Phil Garner. Phil was a winner last week. Indiana Unearthed. Thank you
Hi,
very
Darren
much. Congrats
Tommies.
on 5K. Thank you, sir. We're going to be doing
Silver Spurs. Good evening.
We're going to be doing a giveaway hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Mr. Florida Knox. Boom. We got Mr. Dalton in the room.
Oh,
Ronnie, good evening. Dalton says 41 here and only 25 likes. Smash that like button, folks. If you can take the time to do the survey, you can take the time to smash that like button.
So as long as we don't do the survey, we don't have to hit the like?
That's true. That's true. Howdy, Stickman. Papa Sticky. Welcome. There you go, guys. If you won a poker chip from Mr. J. Paul, folks, it's on you as the winner to contact Mr. J. Paul. He put his email up in every stream he's been on. So if you like a poker chip from him, or he could just give it to somebody else, folks, please make sure you contact Jay.
Anybody.
Mr. Chuck Owens, good evening.
You win from anybody. It's nice to even just to tell them, hey, I don't want it. Because as a prize gifter, you're like, oh yeah, I'm holding on to this to worms, fishing, and firearms, and he hasn't contacted me in 3 months, even though I see him every day in streams. And then 3 months later, they contact me. Oh yeah, I want my prize. No, sorry, that ship sailed.
Miss Paula Abrams, good evening. And there is Mr. Jeremy, all caps. We know it's the real Jeremy. Marty V. Mike Shiles, good evening, Mike. Howdy, Workmans, good evening. Mike's fairly new to the stream, but he's already been a winner. The luck of the Irish.
First night, wasn't it? That he showed up?
I think it was the first night, Bill. You're exactly right. Hey, Mr. Yode's here. Good evening, Yodi. Paul Casper. Howdy, Paul.
The first night show up winners is actually pretty common on Rob's show. I don't know why.
Yes, it has happened several times. You are correct, Zach.
Yeah.
Jeremy's going to the beach next week. Can't wait. Good for you, sir. So, guys, I had a blast meeting Mystic Librarian. Great meeting the guy. Wonderful, wonderful guy. Like I said, appreciate his help. Having helped me get around the coin show. He's a metal detector himself. He showed me all the silver rings he's gotten recently. He's gotten some beautiful silver rings with some really nice vintage ones around the Tampa area where he hunts. Yeah, Mr. Minnick says 1,000 pounds of dirt. You got to pan it first. Holy smoke. Yeah, that'd be a lot of dirt. Olin said it was a long, hot day today. It was actually nice. I'll tell you something, Bill. I called Bill, guys, and I got to Clearwater Beach, guys, at 7:45. So it was still daylight, but it was getting a little bit cloudy and evening overcast. And I'm telling you, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people at Clearwater Beach. It was mobbed. I wanted to be out there so bad. And it was hot, but not stifling. Yeah, Dalton, I really did, buddy. It was so embarrassing. Mystic walked away from me. It was so embarrassing. Oh, Dirt Devil Detection. Good evening, Roger.
Hopefully you were quick with a comeback. Oh, I was just messing with you or trying to play.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't have. I was so. I just felt like that tall that I just left.
See, the bad part is when you get embarrassed or like that, you actually do turn a little flush. So you probably turned as red as that Tesla hat and shuffled away quickly.
Leaving party soon, headed back to the room. Nick, I did not see that, but I'll check that out. I know you said in last week's stream that when you were doing checking, that's what you were hoping to find, that colorized Canadian. You were looking for one of them. Congratulations, Nick. Evening, Javier.
Hi, Javier.
Eastwind Farms, good evening. Welcome to the stream, or welcome back to the stream. Bill, yeah, he's wrenched up. Good deal. Okay. Joey Brown, good evening. Indiana Unearthed, good seeing you here tonight. There's Jeremy saying hi to everybody.
You got Gentleman Prospector Mama Bird in the house.
Gentleman Prospector, Mama Bird, Miss She-Devil Tommy, good evening. 65 good people in here already. Wow. Indiana Unearthed, you guys had a great video last week on Monday night, on Monday Digs. And if I look at your preview for next week, it looks like it's going to even just, the hits are just going to keep on coming next week, guys. If you're unfamiliar with Indiana Unearthed, they're kind of new to Monday Digs. Check them out, guys. They are an exciting young couple. He gets on some phenomenal mid-1800s properties and older, and they have just been killing it with some of their finds.
Silver Wishes is saying something about YouTube's format only puts chat and fine print. I haven't seen that, Silver Wishes, and my format is fine over here. So maybe it's something in your settings.
Yeah, it might be settings. Yeah, it looks fine over here.
You must accidentally hit the plus or minus on the magnification.
Yeah, I do. I've done that too. But yeah, Mystic, we did hit some nice old neighborhoods we went by.
Hi, Gentleman Prospector. Jamie.
Dalton says Taurus Curve is the gun that looks like a phone. Thanks, Dalton. Bart Cubbins, good evening, Bart. Yeah, it is, Angie. It is, Angie, but it's their private business, their private location, and you either follow their rules or you don't come in.
Dirt Devil said he's noticed on a couple live streams today. Huh. Oh, names all start with the @ symbol also. Yeah, I saw that the other day.
They're just updating and doing
Gary,
their-
I've been there and done that, buddy, and it's not fun when your credit card gets used or your Social Security number gets used. It's happened to me and it's happened to Denise's parents, and it's not fun. But I will tell you, we had one exciting thing happen at the show, Zach. We're going to be talking about that later tonight. Roman with Ringo, good evening.
Sounds like the most exciting thing to happen was for about 10 seconds. You thought you were getting an SLQ for $8.50.
Yeah, Bart, if they let me use my driver's ID number, I would definitely do that. Mr. Dalton says, hello, Miss Denise, because he saw you deliver me the smoothie.
Well, it's all available. If you got skills at what you're doing, anybody can find out any piece of information they want. My problem is conglomerating millions of pieces of information in the same place, and the password is somebody's freaking cat's name. That kind of crap. You don't need to store my info.
We shouldn't have Denise's cat's names as all our passwords?
Probably not. I doubt that's what it is. Hold on. Turn your camera around. Let me see that posted again.
I took down the Post-it note, Zach. I did. I finally took down the Post-it. I realized I had to edit a video to realize that I had passwords on the Post-it notes on the video. Darren's Hobbies, good evening. Silver Spurs 420, good evening. There you go, Gary. There you go. Dalton says, a smoothie and coffee. You have outdone yourself, Denise. Hobo Rob says, smash that likey button. Moon. We got Moon over Miami here tonight. There's Miss
Hi,
Torchy.
Captain Vic. Come on, you slackers. Hit the like button.
Gary says, got a pack for a road trip tonight. Tahoe bound on Wednesday. Cool deal, Gary. And what we got? We got 66 in here tonight. Guys, I told Rob, mainly Dirt Fishing, MDF, that I would announce this tonight. We're going to announce it now, and I'll announce it again before we go off air. He sent me a text, guys. I'll just read right from the text, guys. Rob, mainly Dirt Fishing, says, I am having a free event in Springfield, Maine on Historic Fairgrounds on Saturday, July 12th. I guess in 3 weeks, in honor of my son, Andrew, who passed away on July 3rd, 2024. Guys, I met Rob for the first time 2 weeks in actually June of last year, June of this time last year over in Daytona. Him and I hunted Daytona. And then unfortunately his son passed away about 2 weeks later. I am starting a list of only 25 people. First 25 to inbox me will be able to metal detect with me and some of my close friends on that property. Gene Wooten, we all know Gene from We Dig It down in the islands. Gene's going to be their special guest. So, guys, Gene's going to make it an appearance up there to Maine. Gene's a great guy, guys. I've had a chance to hunt with Gene. Great guy. Everybody's going to be asked or required to pitch in for pizza and drinks, and they will be on hand. I will also be collecting donation for my usual giveaways for children. We have given 132 metal detectors away since July of 2022. 97 to children. We started this 3 years ago and want to continue it going. If interested in coming, but you don't have a detector, there'll be extra detectors on hand. Anyone with extra equipment and doesn't mind letting somebody use it, you can bring it. It'll get put to use. Team mainly treasure hunters. And for you guys that watch Monday Digs, Adam from AEW went to a community event up in his town, and Rob was there with his team with a booth and a banner. And you guys all got to see Rob and his team. He had a lot of finds on display. Also, if anybody would like to donate prizes, they would be greatly appreciated. And he left me an email. And guys, I'll go ahead and put this on my about page also. So there you guys. I said I'd announce it tonight and tomorrow. He said, I appreciate it if you get the word out. Thank you very much. So there you go, guys. If you're anywhere up near the Maine area, I would love to go to an event like that. But Maine's about as far away from Florida as you can make it, guys.
I'll bet it's going to be a good one.
It is. Rob, I think the last event Rob put on was pretty good. Was pretty good too.
He never gets the love that he should, but the effort.
No, he doesn't. You're
It's
exactly right,
ridiculous.
Zach.
No, don't do that.
Rob over the years has done so much for this community and given so many detectors away to kids. I won 2 of his detectors, and I regifted one, and I gave another one. I gave one back to him to regift because I won 2 and back to back.
Right there.
And I took the child one and I gave it to a child whose parents let me metal detect their house.
Little assholes.
All right, guys, just trying to get caught. There's Miss Mama Bird.
Hello,
Gary,
Debbie.
wow, Gary says it's 97 there. Holy smokes.
Eat.
I'll be back in just a sec.
Paul Abrams says he's a lucky guy. Yes, he was that first night. There's Mr. Pat Paul. Good evening, Pat Paul. Found another little piece today of a broken ring, 10K. Nice, Jody. Guys, my only vintage gold ring I ever found on that 1890s courthouse. The day that I found 7 silvers on that courthouse, I chopped that ring in half. My only gold vintage ring from the 1800s off that 1890s courthouse, and I chopped that baby right in half. Oh, he was on across the way looking at more silver. Yeah, I that was bad, Mystic.
Hi, Deb Melvin.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Mama Bird.
Ah, there you go. She says, Rob, YouTube is experiencing in larger stream a new name format listing everyone original name and using small print only. Well, that's not going to go over. They need to use large print, not small print. All of us are getting old, okay? We need that large
McClure,
print.
hello. Wendy, hello. Hi, Digging Louisiana.
Hey, Louisiana, good evening. I can understand that, Silver Wishes. Art's got a new short up tonight, guys.
All right, Bill. Bill had on his way back from up north. He stopped and had a meetup with Grandma Kelly.
Yeah, Roger says he's noted on a couple streams too. It was a nice show, Angie. I talked to several of the vendors, though. They said it wasn't as busy as their fall show. So if you're back in the fall, they have another one at the same place in October. And they said it's a lot more well attended then. And I don't think it's that far for you guys in the Ocala area. I bet it's less than 45 minutes for you guys in the Ocala area. Yeah, no kidding, Nick. That sounds about right.
Come here. Here. Come on. Right there.
I'm losing my co-host here.
Right.
That's right, you slackers. You tell him, Paul. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch some of Bill's finds on the road trip. I'm telling you, for a guy that mainly does parks and the beach, Bill kicks butt.
You got to watch today's video.
I will do that. I guys, I actually didn't get a nap today because I got 11 plus hours last night. When I dropped Mystic off at his place, I drove home about halfway home. I forgot to even text him. I said, I'll text him when I get home because he knew I was tired. But I forgot, buddy. Guys, I came in, I drove through a monsoon for like a half an hour. I mean, it monsooned. And I got home and I came right in and I sat down in that recliner and put it back. And it was night termite, Bill, about 9:30. And the next thing you know, I woke up. Denise turned all the lights out. It was 1:30 in the morning. I crawled off to bed. And then I didn't hear anything till 9:30 the next morning. I didn't move. I didn't get up to go to the bathroom. Nothing. 11 hours sleep.
11 hours of sleep? I haven't had 11 hours of sleep in the past 3 days.
I'm not a working man anymore, Zach.
I got off a Wrenches stream Thursday night. We closed that one down like 10:30 my time, something like that. And second I got
1:30 in the morning.
Yes, so second I got off, I got a call.
I rode Brett.
I wound up doing a 100-mile run. I didn't get home till like 2:10 my time, and I had to get up at 5:30 and start it all over again.
There you go. Jay Paul says Rob mainly dirt fishing has hooked him up in the past.
Oh, I mean anybody.
Very nice, Jay Paul.
Anybody
Howdy, Miss Wendy.
that has something bad about Rob, I immediately don't trust.
Yeah, I got nothing. Good evening, Deb Melvin. Howdy, Doug McClure. I'm telling you, Torchy, that woman lets no grass on her feet. Grandma Kelly is out and about. She is one motivating person. Bill Brasky, good evening. It's Bill Brasky. There's Mr. Lucky James Eller. I want to thank Miss Amanda. She did a short for one of my prizes. Thank you, Miss Amanda. Joey Brown, did I win yet? Not yet, Joey, but we are doing a GOOIE race tonight. Unfortunately, guys, I have to limit it to the States because the last one we tried sending to Canada sat in U.S. Customs for like 17 days. It just sat there. Oh, nice. Indiana Nurse is going to be our guest Tuesday night. I actually caught one of Angie's streams last week.
Wasn't last week the week that you ignored Bill's, or was that the week before?
No, last week I didn't get to Bill's till like 10:15.
Yeah.
I was tired that night and I was having some stomach issues, but we managed to make Bill's about 10:15. And I think we still got 2 races run, Bill.
Yeah.
Relic Rat, good evening, Relic Rat.
Digging SoCal says they're going back to Zion National Forest again for the 4th weekend. Very nice, SoCal. The one thing I want to see up in that, area, it's a bit of a hike. I could do it. Some of my people could do it. The house on fire, that Native American house where it just looks like it's on, where through the windows and all that, it looks like house on fire or burning house is what it's called. I think that would be cool to see. Not everybody who's around me appreciates history or anything like that, but I think that
I love history. When we went with my family and we went to the Arch,
St.
Louis Arch, when you go there, the pillars are like 40 feet, 60 feet underground that they went through the rock to get to them. So since they had to go underground, they turned the whole underground below the arch into a museum. And it's really nice and cool because you're under the natural rock. Well, they have a big plaque with a picture of every 10 years or that happened out in the Wild West, all the way from, they called St. Louis the gateway to the West. And they have like these dinoramas and these art. I read every graphic, every line on every picture and plaque they had. And my family was like, can we just, I go, no, I haven't finished reading all this cool stuff on history. Angie, I'm hoping by the fall, Angie, I'm hoping to have my hip fixed by the fall. And if I do, and you guys are here in the fall, I'd love to meet Rick over at the Coin Show. That would be awesome.
Well, here's the great thing about that, Rob. Not only are there millions of YouTube videos that probably show you, but you could take picture or video yourself and pause it. You can actually do a whirlwind of explore the place and then come home and read signs for 4 hours on your computer at home.
That's true. That's true. Good evening, Colonel. 11 hours sleep, they call that a coma. Nice, Torchy. Oh, there's been plenty of nights I get 4 hours, Bill, but I usually do fall asleep sometime during the day watching YouTube videos.
Probably help if you weren't on chess till 4 a.m.
Shh. She came out the other night at 3:36 and said, would you please get off the chess.com and go to bed?
Rob
Barnacle says it's already 3:37 where he's at. Good evening, Blistering.
All right, bummer, Rob. It was just gold plated, huh? Dang.
That's why they call those chairs ass magnet chairs. Absolutely, Paula. I had a girlfriend, guys, way back in my young days before I met Denise. That we'd lived together for a while, and she wouldn't allow me to have a recliner or park lounger because she said her dad had one for the whole time she was growing up, and that he never socialized with the family. He came home, put his ass in that Barca lounger, and like a lot of typical fathers and males do. So she wouldn't allow one. She wouldn't allow one in our house. We could have a love seat and a sofa that we could sit on together, but she would not allow.
Well, I can see why you got rid of her. Good choice.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the thing. When me and my family go to dinner, I personally think it's pretty rude for people to be on their phones in groups of people, especially sitting around like a dinner table in a restaurant or whatever. I think it's rude. So we harass the kids. We play little games or whatever. And usually after the kid menu's all filled up, we revert to your standard tic-tac-toe. We start playing some tic-tac-toe like that. I think it's boring because effectively whoever starts the game wins the game almost every time. So we went to a restaurant this last weekend. I devised, let's play super tic-tac-toe. Well, what's that, you might ask? So I turned a tic-tac-toe board into this, and you had to get multiple wins of either 2 or 3 in a row. But you laugh now. Play a game of tic-tac-toe with someone like that. There's quite a few ways to lose.
Absolutely. That makes it a lot more options and a lot more challenging.
My 9-year-old beat me on one game. He was setting it up, and then I had the realization just like when playing chess. I'm like, no matter where I go, they're gonna kill me.
Gentleman prospector, the last coin that I sent to Europe. I know Australia's not Europe; it's lower hemisphere. But anywhere I sent overseas like that, it makes it overseas, and it gets lost between their handling center. It goes in country and to their local post office. That's where it disappears because it gets tracked to their country and then it disappears. And I've had numerous people in that country say it makes it here and then it gets stolen on our end. So yeah, I'll send an Amazon equivalent like Zach does sometimes. I'll send an equivalent Amazon gift card, but I'm not shipping silver to Europe, Australia, the Far East. I'll ship to Canada, and that's it, guys. I'll send silver to Canada. I sent some last week, I think, to Torchy and Nick, but we're not sending any more silver to Europe.
I don't even
especially Eastern Europe.
I don't even bother anymore. Once people contact me for the prize, if they don't like the prize or if we can't ship the prize, I just send them cash value, Cash App, PayPal, whatever. I've offered people the option. It makes no difference to me. I'm spending the same money. Whatever we can get done the easiest. I'm not going to bother with shipping though.
Yeah, because I sent a ball cap to Jason, BC Treasure Trails. He won a baseball cap. The cap was worth less than $20, but it cost me $21 to ship it. So that's $40 of prizes. I could have sent the guy a $25 or $30 Amazon gift card, gave him a better gift, and cost me less money. Nice, Rob. You sent me a picture of your finds. Nice, buddy. Moon said the U.S. package was lost for 6 months in USA and finally returned to sender. I can't remember who it was, guys. If you're in the stream tonight, let me know. I just had a person told me they just got a package from me from like 4 months ago. It just showed up at their place.
We got a guy in the gold community. He's heavily active, very nice guy. He's in Australia. He comes over once a year for the Yuba River Gold Trip. There's another guy in the gold community that collects all his prizes, gold buys, everything is just sent to him throughout the course of the year. And when he comes over, he's just going to shove it all in his bag and take it back with him because that's the best way to get it back.
Fairy dust. There are more videos on YouTube of that than you could shake a stick at, that you could watch. People walking in the poles, people walking in the fountains, and people walking to the side of cars. My buddy just retired as a police officer, and he tries stressing to his wife to be more aware of her surroundings. Guys, if you remember, now it was 40 years ago. If you remember back to the 1980s, one of the first mass shootings this country ever had, back when they weren't common, you didn't hear about one every week, back when it was like a rare thing, there was that mass shooting. Jackson, well, I don't know how old Jackson is, but there was that shooting in a McDonald's in San Ysidro, California. Now, if you guys all know, 99% of McDonald's are all glass, guys. 3 sides of the building are all glass. And the guy was in there inside the building with an automatic weapon shooting people. And while he's inside there shooting people and people are running around for their lives, there were people that walked up to those glass doors and walked into that restaurant. Absolutely freaking oblivious. And this was even prior to cell phone days. You got to be aware of your surroundings.
I got one correction to that story, Rob. The earliest school shooting that's been heavily reported is like 1890s or 1912s or something like that. I can't remember which one, but it was very, very long time ago. But they shot up a school, little bastards.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's not one of the first ones ever happened. It was like for modern, like before pre-internet days, it was one of the ones that actually made like the national news.
Yeah.
That's how I send them, Nick. I just got my new mailers in today, guys. I can't remember if it was Papa or
Hi, Donna.
Papa, Swamp Dog, or Happy Bears. It might have been Happy Bears. Told me about you could buy small mailers on Amazon cheaper than you can at the dollar store. So, guys, these little mailers, these little coin mailers, this piece of cardboard fits perfectly in there, guys. You put a coin in the middle of that cardboard, you don't feel the coin. And this is how my coins this weekend, from this weekend stream, I'm going to try these new mailers. I just bought 100 of these. Wow. Deb says, I just got a Christmas gift from my friends in Dallas. Unreal. Yeah, Mr. Minix. Neil, I fall asleep in the I fall asleep in the recliner all the time because it's a comfortable chair with my hip.
Back when I was a drunk, I used to fall asleep on my porch, but I don't think it's because the chair was comfortable. Hello, Amanda, just chilling.
There you go. You're right. You're right, Fergus. That's common sense. Thank you, Mandy.
Jim, that annoys the crap out of me. Unfortunately, I am one of those idiots now, though. I use my phone while I'm driving way too much.
I try and do it mainly at traffic lights now.
Yes, I always do it in safe situations.
Well, Zach, I was telling Denise, she got me she upgraded her car camera, her dashboard camera. She upgraded. She gave me a roll one, and I used to use it for a while. And then I was having problems with the SIM card, so I took it down. And then when I sold Pat my car, I haven't put it in the truck yet. I needed it yesterday.
I got
down Bush Boulevard, right down the street from Busch Gardens. I'm driving down the road, and it's a 4-lane road, 2 going my way, 2 going the opposite way with that turn lane. Yep, there you go. And it had one of those, turn lanes in the middle, and some guy was in the middle, and he decided, I'm going this way. There's a lady in front of me in this lane, and I'm driving, and this guy was sitting in the median, and for some reason he didn't look. He goes, I need to go to that shopping plaza. And he just made a right across our 2 lanes into a shopping plaza, and the lady coming in the road, he hit her driver's door, sent her careening off into a small wall, and then he careened off and hit a telephone pole, broke the telephone pole, sparks came, blew the transformer, all happened right in front of me. And I was like, man, I need that dash cam today.
Yeah, I haven't even bothered to set mine up or install it.
Hi, my Muddy Mess.
Muddy Mess, good evening. Hello. Well, Bill, let me go into email, Bill, and pull the master list up. Excuse me, the master racing list.
Well, you called it a master list this time, which I suppose is acceptable.
Yes, I didn't use the other word with it. But in my email, I have it as newest master racing list.
I mean, the thing that, everybody gets on there. Some of us have them. Mine's not even hooked up yet. Some of us don't, and they want them. The reality is, technology has gotten so plentiful and
Hi, JP.
comparatively cheap. That's dash cams are cheap investments.
If it saves you from one big accident like it did Denise, yes, they are.
Yeah, JP's Bar doing a raid over here. If somebody wants to throw JP's link up there, I'm sure you'd appreciate it.
Thank you for everybody coming over from JP's. Much appreciated. Alrighty, guys, I'm just going to check the participants list real quick. Make sure we don't have anybody that's here that's not in the races.
Oh, John R.
Howdy, John R.
Man, you got a big JP raid today. Man, must be packed over there.
I'll tell you, Zach, it's getting hard to keep this master list of 200 because it's so many people over 200 are regulars here all the time.
Well, if you feel the master race, never mind. I'm not going to go there. We're just going to do that one.
All right. Evening, Happy Bears. Howdy, Heath Doty.
Well, I went to get some lunch at a Mexican food restaurant today that I'm actually advertised in. I wanted to see my advertisement. Let me tell you, Rob, that was some of the best Mexican food I've had in a while. And I live in Southern California. Mexican food is plentiful, and this place was so good. There's only like 3 booths in this restaurant. It's that small. It's a converted house. It's a legal business, class grade A for cleanliness. This place is so small, there's only like 3 booths. While waiting for our food, we noticed that the table was extremely wobbly to the point you had to be careful touching it or you'd spill the other person's drink. I was looking at the table thinking about maybe I should go grab my tools and fix it for him real quick. I got a whole truckload of tools right there. Just, hey, where are you guys going with my table? We'll be back in 5 minutes. Food was great.
Good deal. Maple Leaf Numismatics, good evening and welcome.
It was good. It was good, SoCal. There's quite a few little hole-in-the-wall places that are absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I love hole-in-the-wall places.
They're better than the big ones. It's different. This particular restaurant, I've met the owner before. He was sitting in a booth two behind us eating some lunch himself. His wife, girlfriend, employee, whatever the hell she is, I imagine she's a wife. She took the order, brought the food, cooked the food. She was making so much noise back there doing dishes. When I got done, it's a nice little place, and I got a thing that sometimes, especially in these really small restaurants, I'll tip the kitchen staff because there's only like one back there. Tip the waitress, tip the kitchen staff. Not much, but they never get any appreciation. So I asked her, is there anybody else back there? No, just me. Holy, how many rooms you got, lady? I swear there was still noise coming from that kitchen after we could physically see her, but I guess not. There was so much going on back there. Anybody got JP's bar linked yet? Did we raid them?
Good evening, Pinger Prospecting. Welcome.
Yes, I can. 5 Mile.
Thank you, Papa Rouse. Thank you, Relic. You guys go over there, hit that like for JP's bar. A little tradition. See how high we can get those numbers to go. You know, Rob, I remember the first night we started Lincoln JP's bar off of Charlie's. They were getting towards the end of the night or whatever. There were three
Hi,
or four
little
people.
Penny. Hi, Thomas 907.
There were 3 or 4 people on panel, and they were just into the night. They didn't have much going on. They had like 20 something likes, and then we rated them from Charlie's, put them over 100 likes real quick. They were quite happy about that.
Good. We're glad to do it.
It's just the power of the internet. They're like, hey,
Tales Told in the Dark. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. That's a cool name. Got you.
Man, it's okay for the sites, Paula. The food is never. They had that diner drives and dive-ins show, whatever it is, come to my town to our local steakhouse that had been here for 30, 40 years. Overpriced, never very good. I guess they were there for like 6 or 8 hours before they could come up with food that was presentable to be able to make the show. To come up with a plate that was presentable and quality, they spent 6 or 8 hours in there. It was embarrassing, but I wonder how many they do that in.
A lot of them. Plus, I don't know if they still do it the same way. They used to show up a place like that unannounced. They didn't even tell them they were coming.
Uh-huh.
And that pissed quite a few restaurant owners off. So.
Yeah, because now they have to put on an image that they weren't putting on before, and
Only that's like you got a whole crew. If they're busy, then all of a sudden anywhere from 10 to 20 people walk in. You're not expecting with camera stuff, crews. That messes up your day too.
And they ain't spending no money either. They didn't come to eat.
Yep. Hi, Mark Miller.
I don't think I'd want to have my restaurant like by that bar rescue guy. We have a local bar here that has a big sign on the side of the building featured on bar rescue. I'm like, dude, you had to be so bad for this show to show up. I don't think I'd be advertising that on the side of my building.
Well, the thing is, with all those bar restaurant rescues, all that, everywhere they go and put their name in order for them to do that show, whoever is promoting that show, whatever name they're using, Gordon Ramsay or whatever, they take 50% ownership in that bar to do that show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah. The vast majority, they take 50% ownership in that bar, and they charge the bar for all the renovations, everything they have to pay for that. Yeah. And their logic and theory behind it is the owner's going to make more money, but the business loses half of its ownership, and they got to turn it into this thing, and then that commonly fails. A lot of times it goes in, they drive this thing down to nothing. If they feel like it's a good spot, they just buy the failing owner out and make it a full-on thing. They didn't go to help anybody.
I didn't know that. Yeah, they don't do those shows for nothing, Donna says. All righty, guys, we're going to start tonight off with a Barber Dime. And Mr. Greg, Yankee Down South, threw in several channel stickers, so we're going to make it a Barber Dime and a channel sticker from Yankee Down South. All righty, guys. Shuffle characters. We got 209 people in this race, good people.
Hi, Dagar Cards. Hi, with Numismatics.
3, 2, 1, and go.
Food, Rob?
Shane ran this one the other night. I liked it.
Well, of course, 90% of the things on there are desserts. We all like desserts, except for the sushi. Now. Except for the sushi. You can keep that sushi pretty far away.
So we got pancakes with a strawberry on top. We got tacos, a fruit basket, a cheese plate, some chocolate chip cookies, a piece of mushroom and pepperoni pizza, some type of red velvet cake, a cupcake, a hot dog, something with bubble gum and 2 straws coming out of it, a birthday cake, French fries, a big tub of popcorn. There we go. And a bowl of soup. Jim steals the pink icing cupcake. Here comes the bowl of soup. That is something detected. Alrighty, Florida Sand Hunters up there. Marty B's fading. Dennis is up there along with Beard, Iron Antler. Oh, and there's a baked potato with chives.
Go for baked potato right now.
100 is the glazed donut. All right, guys, 19 seconds coming up. Do we have a fade? Yes, we do.
No, fairy dust.
Odd metal detecting. Here comes Dina Littlehale. Is Florida Sand Hunters going to hold it? Here comes Chop Shop. Here comes JP. Is it going to be JP?
Chinese food for the win. Now you probably just set them off over on the bar too. Damn, we could go for some Chinese food.
All righty, we just got to have JP pop in and say hi.
Somebody's watching. They will.
I'm sure they will.
Back when I was younger, we used to go hang out at this bar. This early 20s, we used to go hang out at this bar right down the street from the crappiest, lowest quality donut shop in town. Well, this place had some great deep fried burritos, and our bar friends would make fun of us. 1 o'clock in the morning, we're all drunk. Oh, we're going to get some burritos. You're getting some cat burritos. They're feeding you cat. I don't care. It's good cat. You bring back.
You typed that in on the wrong stream, sir.
Just in case you came in and didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
They're like, you're gonna be eating some cat. Well, they'd try the cat. It got to the point where every weekend we're down there, and they'd come up with some money. You know, here, go get $45 worth of deep fried burritos. No, you know what? Somebody else needs to walk over there and start getting them. It's just a donut shop. You deal with the crackheads. JP answer.
JP says what?
JP,
thank you.
Got a barber dime coming your way, sir.
Yeah, we know you want to, Jim, but you're not going to. It's going to me this time. I'm about due. Is Mark a cheeseburger? We got you, JP.
JP, my email's across the bottom. Just send me a quick email, buddy, with your address. I probably have it already, but just send it to me. That way I don't have to go looking for it. You betcha, buddy. Congratulations. Well, Jim, you have a 1 in 200 chance, buddy. Alaskan Assassin Adventures, good evening.
Hello, AAA.
Oh, I like that. AAA, I like that.
We're abbreviating everything, man. If you
Alaskan Assassin.
That's. Did you ever hear him talk about the people who work for Barnum and Bailey Clown Circus show or whatever, the clowns or whatever? In order to work for that show, they had to send them to clown school. And one of the first things they learned was this big old spiel about welcome to the world famous Barnum and Bailey. This whole big spiel, the one they won the say or whatever. That's one of the very first things they have to do is this whole paragraph about the start of the show. If your name's that long, we're abbreviating.
There you go. Well, they do your first 3 days at Disney is all indoctrination into Disney. All right, guys, hang on. I'm just checking something here.
Texas Donna dated a stilt walker / clown back in the day. I did not know you were a carny.
Weigold's a carny.
Yeah.
I can see that. No offense, Weigold. I don't. The sense of humor, I could see Weigold being a carny.
Yeah, he was a carny for a long time.
Well, I mean, they got a way different reputation now than they did in, 50s, 60s, 70s.
Oh, yeah. Things have
I
cleaned
thought
up.
we're up.
Thanks for laughing, Weigold. It wasn't derogatory. We were at a carnival one year with some former friends of mine. They had a deaf kid, completely deaf, only sign language or whatever. We were waiting in line for a ride. And one of the carnies that was running this ride, he goes to talk to us. We were next or something because we were a really big party of people, and he spotted them talking to him in sign language. So this carny had an entire conversation with the kid while he was running rides. Obviously, safety is a top priority. He had an entire conversation with this kid in sign language while he was running rides. And the dad of him thanked him. He says, "Yeah, thanks. That makes him feel real good." He says, "Oh, my niece or somebody in his family back home was deaf, and they could only sign language." He says, "It actually feels real good to talk to somebody like that." He says, "I haven't been able to use that in a long time."
Good deal. All right, we got the race ready to go for next one whenever we do a race.
Why don't we do it right now, Rob?
What do you want to do?
Red book.
Red book?
Red book.
Outstanding.
This is for a paper style 2026 red book for coins. If you do not like coins, then just reach out to me and we'll make it right. Equal value. No big deal.
Guys,
We're running for
Jackson. This is from Mr. Jackson for a red book. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Hi ho Silver, you want a fast taco? You go down to Taco Bell. You won't see one move so fast. Nice, Neil. Everybody likes coins, I'm sure, but not everybody is into collecting and valuing them. I got a whole box I need to go through. I need to make a stream with Rob.
Okay.
Oh, Fairy Dust, I don't have time to play. You're sitting on some of my jobs.
Oh, there's a lot of great names up there, guys. There's John Long, Silver Rails, NorCal, Brockton, Paul Casper, Rusty Fines. What's in the plug? Alaskans, Triple A's up there. Mr. Vernon coming out swinging. Ellsworth Carl's up there.
Keep digging's a bucket of fried chicken. Come on, fried chicken.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
All
right, guys, there's the 19-second fade. We got an apple pie, too. Or maybe a cherry pie.
That's cherry. I haven't had an apple pie in a while. Now I want an apple pie.
I haven't had either apple or cherry in a while.
Nice and hot.
Cape Cod. Cape
Nice
Cod's
and hot
flying up there. Yep, Cape Cod Magnet Crew. Boom.
That's Cape Cod.
Oh, Cape Cod, are you here?
Yeah.
All right, we are looking for Cape Cod Magnet Crew, Gentleman Prospector, Riddles Relics, Little Penny Coins, or Relic Rat, Papaw. I'm pretty sure Relic Rat's here. If you can see your name, announce that you're here. We go for whoever's highest on the list that answers by the minute.
And we will start the timer.
Little Penny is here.
Well, I know Gentleman Prospector was here earlier, too.
Yeah.
So now we're looking for Riddles Relics, Gentleman Prospector, Cape Cod Magnet Crew.
Cajun Way Metal Detecting, good evening. Welcome to the stream. I'll get you wrenched up here in a second. Gentleman Prospector, we need to hear from you or Cape Cod, or this will go to Riddles.
Did Riddles answer?
No, he didn't. I thought yeah, but I know he was here earlier, right?
Little Penny answered.
Little Penny answered.
Oh, Little Penny answered. Okay. All right. Yep, we know Little Penny's here.
So we're looking for Riddles Relics, Gentleman Prospector, Cape Cod Magnet Crew.
Well, they've got half a minute.
Oh.
Well, there's Oh, there's Riddles. Okay, there's Relic Reaper. That's who I was thinking was Riddles. Okay. Howdy, Don Relic Reaper. And like I say, Cajun Way will get you wrenched up here as soon as we get a winner here.
We got a timer going?
Yes, sir. We got.
All you can see is a white screen, Rob.
There we go. That
Congrats.
goes to Little Penny Coin.
Yeah.
If you do not want or email or need a red book, email me and work it out to something else.
She has coins in her name, Zach.
Yeah, she might already have a red book.
That's true.
Oh crap.
She says yippee, so if she wants it.
Yeah, we'll
good.
make sure.
Congratulations,
We'll make
Little
sure.
Penny Coins. And just for SNL, let's see who was DAL. That was Mr. Martin Smythe.
That is referred to as Angie's Place.
Angie's Place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Little Penny, email me. I'm zaxon@gmail.com. It's on my about page as well. Oh, you missed it, GP.
Yeah, he came in. He came in right after the buzzer.
Right after the buzzer. Sorry about that.
Neil says, I got a red book from Charlie. All righty. Got that set up for the next race. What do we have for likes, guys? We got how many people in here? We got 70 good people in here. What do we at for likes? Let's hit the refresh button. Can we get to 75 tonight? We are at 80 likes. Thank you, good people. That is freaking phenomenal. And we got 110 votes. So let's go ahead before Rob forgets. We'll close out the poll right now, guys, with 110 votes. Have you found any coins from the 1800s? 53% yes, 47% no. That is phenomenal, guys. Thank you all for participating in the poll. Oh, we need to get Cajun Way. If you'd make a comment real quick, we will get you. There he is right there. What's up, fam? Let me get you. That was at 11:08 p.m. Let me get you wrenched up. All right, there's Cajun Way. Add as moderator. Add Cajun Way. You are our new blue wrench, sir. You are now smurfed.
Bill wound up backstage. Can you bring him back up, please?
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, Bill.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was there, then I was gone. I went, huh?
A circus token from 1854. That would be
That's
nice.
cool. I'd love to find something.
That would be really cool. Yep,
Yeah.
you got McClorid, Hios over exactly right.
Torchy, Rob's word, Bill. You're probably right, Torchy.
That would be a way cool find, Cajun Way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any circus tokens. I've found some cool tokens and some very unique tokens. I have one from 1905. That's the only token known, and I still have not done a video on that yet, Zach. Of course,
That's because you can't find it. I remember what it was.
not that other relic. I have to find that too.
Oh, so they're both lost. No, I don't know why I asked. We can just assume such.
The token might be around here somewhere, but I'm going to take some time this week, guys, and I'm going to ask Denise for some help, or I'm going to have her set me up before she leaves, and I'm going to start cleaning out the garage, guys, because Denise is having some work done next week in the house, and so I need to get some of the garage cleaned out because they're going to need to bring some equipment in. So,
Coolest token I found is, I remember back in the late 1800s, almost 1900s, photography had been around for a while, and you could go to these peep shows, and they had a hand crank thing with scat and lead clap. I found a freaking 1880 token for one of those. You'd go in, you could drop it in and get,
Did you wash it, Bill?
no, Of course.
They had those at Disney, but they didn't have showgirls on them at Disney.
Yeah.
But you
I
can
thought
put
that
your
was
penny
so-
or nickel in and do the flip card thing.
What I thought was real funny, I'll pull it out like this, you can see it, because it says Joliet or something. It's this fancy looking token. I thought it was for something really expensive, or some high class place. And I look it up and go, okay.
See, Zach, and I'm agreeing with Paula. It's not lost, Zach. It's just misplaced at the moment.
That's what I would say if I lost something too.
And Relic Rat says, I lost my favorite relic for about 6 months and I just found it. Well, Relic Rat, I hope to be given that news soon for my other 2 items. Emerald Coast Stacker, a long and honored profession. Good evening, Emerald Coast Stacker.
It's the oldest
I am a stacker myself. Welcome to the stream.
oldest profession on earth.
That's right. Nice, Roger. I have not got into the 1700s, Rogers. That is also a bucket list goal there. Well, guys, it's 11:15. We generally wrap up at 11:30 on Saturday nights. So let's do the big race, guys. Let's do the GOOIE race. Let's take that down.
Hold on, Rob. You need to take about 199 names out of that race.
Yeah. I have 199 people telling me that, Zach. All right, guys, let me double check a couple of the people that just came in, make sure we get them in.
Silver Wishes lost a good coin. It had fallen in the dog food bowl. Hopefully, you got a picky dog.
Emerald Coast Stacker. Whoa.
Hi ho, Silver. You are always in the races, sir. I'm looking at that right now. You're right next to Hobo Rob.
So get this, Rob. This is one you'll probably like. My dog's getting a little older, so it gets hurt easier and hurt every now and then or whatever. So I'm trying to calm down her play activity, but she's still a Doberman, so she wants to do the high energy stuff. But it's like she'll hurt herself. You gotta amend how you play with her, not to hurt her. So over the past year or so, I've amended her play. She still gets the ball thrown or things like that, but I developed a game where I just hide it. She'll bring me the ball or whatever, hide it behind your back, under your arm, things like that, and make her use her senses to try and find it. I think she enjoys that more than going to get the ball.
We're not giving that away tonight, Mystic. Oh, but he wanted me to show it. Okay, yeah, guys, let's take the race down. Thank you, Mystic. Alrighty, guys, let me go solo here. Guys, well, we were at the coin show, and I think before Rob embarrassed himself at the other dealer, we were at another guy's booth, and another vendor walked over and said, and he gave the guy's name, like, "Hey, John, look what I just bought," and he showed these coins off to the vendor, and the guy goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "Unfortunately, I got scammed, and they're counterfeit." He says the guy brought the 5 of them in, and I thought they looked in really nice shape. I thought I was going to make some quick money, and I didn't look at them close. So I paid the guy $10 a piece, paid $50. He said I was going to sell them for $40 a piece, make a quick $150. And the guy left with his $50, and then the vendor took them over to his machine and weighed them, and they turned out to be counterfeit. And so I said, that's pretty cool. I said, would you mind if I took a picture of those for my YouTube channel? The guy goes, no, I don't care. And I said, would you be interested in selling one? He goes, well, you can't sell counterfeit coins. And I said, what are you going to do with them? He goes, well, I'm just going to throw them away. I can't sell them. I said, would you be interested in giving them to me if I signed something that said I wouldn't sell them? And the guy goes, as long as you don't pass these off as real coins, I'll give you the coins. So, guys, he gave me these. Five absolutely stunning 1916 walking Liberty halves. And they're all counterfeit. And he gave me 5. And obviously I asked Mystic if he wanted one since we were there together. And Mystic said, sure, I'll take one for my collection. So guys, we're not going to give one of these away for the 5,000. But if anybody's interested, we may give one of these away for the Christmas giveaway, as long as the person gives me written acknowledgement that this is a counterfeit coin, and that will be for their personal collection and not for sale or trade. So, but we're going to be doing one of those for the Christmas giveaway. So thank you, Mystic. Appreciate you reminding me. Rob, these are pretty good fakes, though. I haven't weighed them yet tonight.
I don't know. I got mixed feelings putting those in circulation.
Yeah, well, and that's why I say, Zach, I'm still thinking about it. That's why I'm not doing it now. I'm thinking about it for Christmas. But guys, Mr. Greg, Yankee Down South Adventures, has donated a Washington silver quarter for tonight and a Washington silver quarter for tomorrow, along with he's got some holographic type stickers. So guys, we're going to give stickers away. We're going to run for a big silver right now. So let's pull up the race. We've got everybody in. Shuffle characters. This is going to be for 1953 silver quarter, guys, courtesy of Greg, Yankee Down South Adventures. Thank you, Greg, for the donation. Much appreciated. And 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I guess I should put a little bit of music in there.
Mandy.
Hi, Patty D.
Hi, Patty D. All right, those will fit in there. Good deal. All right, we got Ed flashing the pan up there. Go for Bill, Chop Shop, Phil Leo, Fluff Nugget, Miss Texas Donna, Detecting with Jim's there coming up. Rob, mainly dirt fishing. Here comes Darren's Hobbies. Look at that. Minordo Rob's the bowl of soup. Jersey Ray, Dennis, Mike Shawls is fading. Here comes Mr. Minix. Ficus and Toast is up there with the hot dog. The floating hot dog. All right, guys, here comes the 19-second fade, and there they go. This Rose Nose Treasure's hanging up. So is Chop Shop. Happy Chap. See Happy Chappy. Here comes J. Paul. Here comes Dutchy Jocko. Chop Stop still holding on. Oh, Chop Shop's fade at the last second. Who's it going to be? Here comes Petey Sandigger flying up. We haven't seen Petey tonight. He's usually here on Sundays.
Yeah. I haven't seen him tonight. Or Mark C. J. Paul's here.
We do know J. Paul's here, so
yeah.
Let me start the timer. Petey Sandigger or Mark C., you got a minute because we know J. Paul's here.
Looking for you, J. Paul, just to make sure you're still here.
Petey Sandigger, Mark C., J. Paul.
Yeah.
1953 Washington quarter silver.
I didn't try yet in Emerald Coast. I'm going to be making a video of that soon, so I will try that. I will show that with a magnet. I hear you, Jim. I got you. Moon says, I'm here. Paul says, good luck, good luck, good luck, everyone. Yeah, guys, don't ever buy anybody whose mailing address. Don't ever buy anybody from China with a mailing address. The Fugazi walkers. That's a good question, 5 miles. Okay, guys, that's going to go to Mr. J. Paul. I'm assuming he's here.
Well, hold on.
He hasn't answered.
He didn't answer.
Yeah.
Jay, are you here?
All right, now we're going back. Now we're going down the list. J. Paul, Snap and Scavenge, Megadog, Treasure Hunting, SWP, Keep Digging,
We know
Mrs.
Mrs. Candu was here earlier.
Mrs. Can Do. Right now we're going for first answer. J. Paul did not answer.
Yep. Wrench.
Wrench, if you're here.
J. Paul, if it's for the GUIs, pass it, he says.
No, it's actually for a silver quarter, but nobody's responded before J. Paul, so that's going to go to J. Paul for a silver quarter.
Yep, goes J. Paul. J. Paul, email Rob at flthunder@me.com.
I got his address from the poker chips. Congratulations, J. Paul. All righty, guys. It is 11:27. It is GUIE time.
GUIE. GUI.
Now is the GUI race.
Yep.
You know, Bill, technically, if I went over on the YouTube side and started timing everyone out for 5 minutes except for me and you, we would have a really good chance.
Weigold says, GUIs, me want some GUIs.
I go for some GUIs.
All righty, guys. Shuffle 4 times. This is for some butter GUIs, guys. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Oh, Rob, you'll appreciate this one. Where'd it go? Rosenose Treasures, they do a lot of 3D printing, so they gave me a ticket to the show.
Nice. Shit.
I want to mount it. A GUI is an extremely sweet piece of cake, custom made by the best mouse in the world, which is Rob's niece.
They're butter GUIs Emerald Coast made with yellow cake mix, Philadelphia cream cheese, baked in the oven and sprinkled with white confectionery powder, sugar on top, and they are just heavenly.
The reality is, if you like
Thank you,
sweets,
Dorsey.
the reality is, if you like sweets and you've ever tasted one before, you'll probably fight for another. No.
Thank you, Torchy. Nope, no ganja. We don't do that in this household.
That would be a good one. Give Pat the GUI recipe.
That would do. Yeah, GUIs would. Yeah, that would. If you think they're Dickens accent without that in there, imagine if they had THC in them. GUIs and Menardo's Master Racing Hounds, 5 Mile. I love it. Good evening, William E.
We're not going to get tagged on that music.
I don't think so. It's in the. I hope not.
I figure some porn star from the 70s would have copyrighted that.
It's called Feeding the Ducks.
Culver?
Is he over in JP's?
He is not. I have not seen him here.
No, I haven't seen him either side tonight.
All righty, guys. Look, oh man, sorry, Nick. Nick's in Canada. I can't send him to Canada, Nick. I will send Nick something else.
All right, we are looking for Culver Prospecting, Relic Rat, Ron E., Ohio River History, Happy Bears, Bill Brasky.
Happy Bears was here. Ronnie was here. Ronnie's here, says congrats. So Ronnie is here right now.
Okay, Ronnie's here, so let's check for Relic. Relic Rat shows he's here. Relic Rat, we need you to make a comment.
Ronnie is here, so we're looking for Relic Rat or Culver Prospecting. Ron E. is also Canada. Uh-oh. Then that would go down to Happy Bears.
Relic Rat's here.
Yeah.
Oh, Relic Rat's here? Okay.
Relic Rat, where are you at, sir? Where are you located? Bill Brasky says, I'm here. Jim says, just skip down to where I.
But has Relic Rat commented in the timer? I have not seen him.
He commented during the race. Relic Rat, say something now that the race is over.
Yeah. Like where you're at, too.
Rules are rules. I know if I disqualify enough people, sooner or later I'm on that list.
Take care. Hi, host over.
Later.
Oh, yeah.
Boone says, I'm in California. That qualifies. All right, Relic, we need you to say something, sir. You made a comment a minute ago.
Wait, I thought they made California a
Yeah, I thought that was a
foreign country now.
And we got Happy Bears, Bill Brasky. If
Mike the
Relic,
Greek, hello.
evening, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, I'm still showing Relic Rat as taggable.
Relic Rat, speak up. Also, let us know where you're at.
Well, Ronnie is here, but he's Canada. Personally, I'd call it for Happy Bears.
Well, we're going to know that in. Boom. That's going to Happy Bears.
Happy Bears, you got that one. Email Rob at flthundered@me.com. Rob, do something for Ron E too, as you would for Nick Molnar, and I'll cover your costs on that.
I got it. I'll send them both silver.
Appreciate that. flthundered@me.com. Happy Bears. That's where the good is.
We'll take care of the Canada people. Happy Bears, congratulations. I probably have his address too.
Nick Molnar and Ronnie. Wait a minute, didn't I do something with Ronnie before?
Jim's hilarious. California.
Yeah, Ronnie's in Canada.
California's now Canada, California.
Amazon gift card.
Angie, he didn't. Maybe he didn't want him, Angie, because he just didn't answer. So maybe he didn't want him.
He might have checked off just a hair early.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Tommy, see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Well, guys, it is 11:32. We generally wrap up. Tom Kingery says good night. Yeah, we'll take care of you, Ron. We'll take care of you guys. You know that.
We'll get
all right, guys. To my co-host, Mr. Zaxon, Mr. Bill, thank you all for being here. And Mr. Charlie said he's going to try and Bill here tomorrow, Bill, but we'll probably bring up there on 2 Bill to make sure.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, Bill. Hang on. Here you go, guys. Dagger Card says, I'm running in the million reasons to run. Support our local children's hospital. Will you support me with a donation? And there is his link, guys. That also sounds like a phenomenal. Can't go wrong with children's cards. You betcha, Happy Bears.
Great cause.
So check out Dagger Coins, guys. And I am going to go check out. Digging SoCal's video, his travel video, and then who else said they found silver or something yesterday or today? I need to watch their video.
I think Weigold said he found a ring, but it was plated or something like that.
Yep,
So,
he sent me pictures of those. All righty, Chuck. All righty, good people. We shall see all you good people, or hopefully see all you good people in the morning. Take care, everybody.
See you in the morning, everybody. Good night.
Later.